Hello, welcome back to Hot Rock. I'm your host Red, and I'm joined by Rizzy, Big Joe, and Zen, as well as a special guest appearance from our favorite red gal,
Green Seasoning.
And today's topic is gonna be how to handle rejection.
Rejection doesn't have to be relationship based, right? But yeah, you could be rejected from a relationship, but the relationship doesn't have to be only romantic. You have friendships and the like as well, right? You could get rejected from a job offer. You could get rejected from a college you applied to or something, and you would handle each rejection differently. You could even be rejected from a friendship. You know, you just wake up one day and find that somebody just does not want to be your friend, and you would just have to deal with that. For me personally, if I find out who I'm trying to befriend doesn't want to be my friend, I wouldn't take it to heart, because at the end of the day, it's not my fault they don't want to be my friend. Maybe me and the person just don't gel well together. You can't hold it against them. It's not their fault either. If y'all just don't click, y'all just don't click. You have to accept that and just move on. It's not the end of the world.
No, that's the thing I don't think I have. I'm not trying to be like, you know. You see, I live my life expecting divorce, you know what I'm saying? So like, I just expect that, you know, not all the time people will want to have you in their life, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta just expect the unexpected, and if that's the case, then you just move on with life. Just, it is what it is at the end of the day. It makes no sense fighting up and then just putting yourself down a rabbit hole that isn't needed, that affects you in school or whatever endeavors you have, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta just focus on you, bro. It ain't make no sense here. Fight up over somebody who don't like you, bro.
As a past people pleaser, somebody who, like, you know, struggled to find like good friends or like people that wanted to be my friend, you know. I would say that it's easier said than done. It's a mindset that you have to come to eventually. Like when you're younger, obviously it would be harder to like accept the fact that somebody didn't want you, whether it was to be in their group, to play a game, just to be their friend, or to be in a relationship. But then as you get older and you realize that all of this is a part of life, I feel like it gets easier and easier. But if it's not going to be as easy for everybody to just be able to, oh, they said no, oh well, too bad, bye bye, next, right? It's going to like just be harder for some people than it would be for others.
And I would understand the feeling after rejection, because who wants to be rejected, really?
And the thing is, you just tend to like overthink, like, why was I rejected?
Exactly.
What was the reason?
For some reason, you think you're the worst. When a lot of the times that is not even the case. You just maybe not suited for the role.
My fellow co-hosts put up some interesting points. Getting rejected is not the end of the world. You can get rejected from a relationship, a job offer, or like from a college. But if you hold it against you, you could spiral into like depression or get some other type of mental illness, which isn't healthy for you in the long run. Then you could develop like imposter syndrome or like other forms of
I get you.
other mental illness and put yourself down basically.
Right, talking about rejection could definitely impact somebody's self-esteem, especially if they're not, let me say, strong-minded.
Or like
right, if they don't have
a weak jelly back.
If they don't have that real big self-awareness, right, that their own self-image, I could see how rejection would really affect them, because you do something, you get rejected, now you feel as though now you feel like you're not good enough, right? Exactly, because as you said, you're gonna start to overthink and say, oh, why was I rejected? Why was I not what they wanted?
Enough.
Right.
I quite literally have thick skin, so like if people just kind of try to adapt the idea of understanding the idea that everybody isn't gonna accept, you know, be fine with rejection, school.
I mean, in general, you just have to adapt the mindset that is a part of life, is an everyday thing. Not all the time you would be rejected, and if it's a case where it's like job or school or whatever, and they have a legitimate reason as to why you couldn't fit whatever role, right? I think you should now focus on bettering yourself, right? So that in the future, if another opportunity arises or even something better, you would have more of a chance to be accepted in the role now than before.
Question. In the case where it's like somebody rejects you, but like they don't really like give you a reason as to why they reject you, what then? Like what do you do then?
Delude yourself into thinking that they just wanted you so bad.
Yeah,
that they pretend like being overqualified.
Yeah,
pretend.
I feel like another thing too is like when people have a crush on somebody or interested in somebody, their mind automatically creates
an idea.
And then I feel like when they start like getting to know that person and stuff, and they realize that they're not.
It's a completely
who you
different
thought they were.
Then it's like they just.
So that's one way of
like,
looking at rejection, right?
Yeah.
So some other friends of mine told me when they get rejected, they like to listen to music, and the music put them in a state of mind. Some of them might say move nonchalant and move like a bad man and thing, but really and truly, they ain't fixing your problem, they ain't helping you. They're just creating a block, you could say. And other people, I would say drink rum.
Other people would say abuse drugs.
I would say drink the rum because
20 bags of coke.
Maybe not the coke, but some people might say one little bit of weed and then. But then again, that might lead to addiction. That's another thing. That might lead to addiction.
Right. And at the end of the day, I feel like exactly. I mean, that's a very great one in my opinion. But doing stuff like doing drugs to cope at the end of the day, I think doesn't help you overcome rejection because you just block the emotion. You don't feel it. You don't understand it. Right? So exactly when it happens again, you're like, oh my God, this is the end of the world. When really it's not. You have to go through the emotion. You have to feel it. You have to understand it. You have to say, okay, that's how I feel right now, but that is not how I'm going to feel forever.
Right. And then it has some people who go into the state of mind where they get rejected by one girl and
then they think everybody is the worst.
Everybody's the same. Some things that help other people is words of encouragement that happen. Words of encouragement. So
sometimes all you need to like really cope with it is just talk to someone about it. Don't just bottle it up inside.
My soldier just get rejected from the woman of his dreams, dog. And just going to tell him, I ain't talking about you, bro. Just selling myself out. Anyways, so my soldier just
talking. They don't know these people.
Anyway, he just get rejected, right? And I telling him, listen, you can move on, Sometimes it's not as you see. It's not they're not who you think they are, Another people would say, what happened? What is not to
it is what it is.
What is to is, and what is not to is not for is.
Will isn't. Will isn't.
Not plenty is.
Not for real. If it happens, happens. If it ain't happening, it ain't happening.
It's
that's just how it has to go.
Right.
I don't think I was ever rejected, but like they would say no and wrongs back. So like it's my actual rejection. Like I would grow out of it because assumed that I made it up. Like it was all in my head, but really and truly, really and truly, when you sit and think about it, that could have been the love of my life. Like that could have been the man of my dreams. But he just wanted me so bad that he had to downplay his feelings. And make it seem as if he didn't want me, so I wouldn't want him. But the fact that I know it's because he wanted me so bad, it made it worse,
I don't know. For me, I don't think I've ever been rejected by a man. I mean, I do approach men. I've approached a man once and I get through some, pretend for everything, fake it till they make it. Do it, Fred. If you get rejected, if you get rejected, you walk out, you pretend that never happened.
It's all in your head. Everything is in your head. If you get rejected and you feel a negative way about that, that's in your head.
Exactly. Pretend.
So what I'm getting from this is the best way to handle rejection is delusion.
Yes.
So that
Delulu is the Sululu.
So that is the way we're going to end this podcast, guys. I hope that it was entertaining for you, as entertaining as it was for us to make. So see you on the next
Hot Rock.